We talked about this a couple of years ago, and I've now seen it like 3 times in the last week. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bring it back up. For whatever reason, it's coming back around again, and it's being discussed. There are various stories out there. It's weaponized incompetence. Do you remember we talked? We were already back here on Q105, so it was post October 5th of 2020 when the MJ Morning Show made its return. And I think it was like within a year of us coming back, weaponized incompetence. And we did a segment on this. Do you remember what weaponized incompetence is? Don't look it up.
All right.
Don't look
I
it
know
up.
someone in here who does it, who's sitting next to me in one area, and I'm not hating on it. Fester.
What do you?
You're a hater. A hater's going to hate.
Fester
You know what?
weaponizes his...
You drink the Haterade.
I'm a haterade drinker.
Yeah,
yes.
What is it, Roxanne? What? Yeah.
You weaponize your incompetence the way you don't learn to do things around here, right?
That's been this thing for a while.
Oh yeah, listen.
That is
Right?
it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's essentially it.
Fester's proud of it.
So what people don't want to do, there are several different examples of weaponized incompetence. But one of the biggest examples is you deliberately F it up.
Yeah, I used to do that.
One of the most common places where weaponized incompetence comes into play.
The laundry room.
That's true.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I can't fold clothes. I can't do laundry.
Seriously.
I'll screw everything up.
But it's household chores.
Yes.
More broadly, it's household chores that people weaponize incompetence. And a lot of times they fake it. You know, they're not incompetent. They're capable of doing laundry. They're capable of folding clothes. But they deliberately screw it up, do a bad job in order not to do it. So the other person in the relationship gets frustrated, like, oh, I'll do it.
Fine.
Yeah, fine. I'll do it. So weaponized incompetence. There are a couple of different examples or levels.
I got one. I had a really good one going.
What was that?
Remember when I left the show for a while to do my own show and failed dramatically?
Oh, in Orlando?
No, in Tampa, 98 Rock.
Oh, that's right.
And remember we used to have to do commercials?
Wait a sec. So, that's right. You were on the MJ Morning Show.
Yeah.
And then you left to do nights on 98 Rock, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
right.
you had to do commercial production after your show.
Yeah, they would assign you production.
And I was like, I don't want to do 5 commercials at midnight, so I would do them so bad.
Let me tell you something. In the radio business, like when I was up and coming, young DJ, that was the worst.
It sucks.
So well, here's the deal: is you'd show up to do your 4-hour show, and then you'd walk into like the production room, and there was typically a production box.
Yeah, with your name on it.
With your name on it, with like a little Avery label with your name on it, in like some kind of slot, and then you'd walk in and you'd be dreading how much production, how many like commercials or how many spots like from an agency you had to dub onto a card it was like the worst. Walking in, it's like, oh man, I hope I don't have a lot of production today.
And then you see you have like 7 commercials you have to produce, and it takes forever.
Exactly. So
I would do them. I'd be like, hey, what was the one I did really bad? Coldplay. I did a Coldplay commercial because they were coming to town.
Wait a minute. There was not a professional Coldplay.
I was like,
Coldplay.
Coldplay's coming to
the Ice Palace. Coldplay.
Coldplay's coming to town. And I did it in a really
Get your
crappy
tickets.
voice, and I made it all crappy, and they're like, I don't think we're going to have you do production anymore. And I was like, yes, it worked.
So guess what? That gig didn't last very long.
No, it did not.
How long did you end up doing nights on 98 Rock?
12 a year.
You made it a whole year.
Yeah.
Then you came crawling back to me.
Well, I think it was the other way around.
And I took you back.
It was
No.
a mutual crawlage. It was like
You
lady.
crawled.
You crawled to each other.
It was like the lady in the tramp scene where both of them were moving closer to each other and they finally
spaghetti?
kissed.
I was so close to hiring a Froggy 3,
Well, you tried to replace me, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
It's
you know
tough.
what I want to do?
Lunchbox couldn't quite carry the weight.
Lunchbox. I forgot about that guy.
I want to go to. Where's Lunchbox today?
He's doing all right for himself.
Yeah.
I think he has a meth addiction
All
somewhere.
right, let's go to phones on this. Do you weaponize incompetence? Have you pulled this racket, or do you have a spouse or a kid, or hey, maybe you're a boss, maybe you're a company owner? Weaponized incompetence, somebody that deliberately does the job so badly that you just say, forget it. I'll do it myself. And that's the whole plan. They want to pretend like they're so bad at something that it absolves them of the chore. All right, 800-990-1047. If you would like to discuss weaponized incompetence, if somebody in your relationship does this, what is it? What do they dread doing that they weaponize the incompetence so they don't have to do it? Or if you have any aspect, any angle, or listen, maybe you work somewhere and you've observed another employee weaponizing incompetence. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047.
I don't think it has to be a bad thing all the time because not everybody wants to be a jack of all trades. You want to like streamline what you do. And then at home, I call it like, this is your jurisdiction. I don't know how to fix anything. I'm not even going to try to fix anything. If something breaks, I'm like, Doug, take care of this. Like that's.
But you are fully capable of learning how to fix something.
But
if you
I don't
wanted
want to. I don't want to.
Or have we just like hit a tripwire here? Have we just caused some people to say, oh man, maybe they really aren't that bad at something. They just don't want to do it. So they're pretending that they're really bad. And again, there are multiple angles of weaponized incompetence.
So, Fester, you and I aren't really weaponizing. We just don't know how to do certain things.
I don't weaponize my incompetence. I just have it. And it's not that I do something poorly. I just don't do it. I mean, from 0 to 1,000, guess how many commercials I've dubbed? 0.
You don't even know how to turn on the mic.
I don't. I have a red mic button that I know how to turn on and off, and I come in and I do things other people can't do.
All right.
Yeah, right. Everybody can do what you do, dude.
Let's go to phones on this. Yeah, phones are ringing. Andrew is screening away. And hey, did we give you the term and you weren't aware of what it's called? And again, I'm telling you, we talked about this like 2 years ago, and for whatever reason, the last week I've seen this pop up in like 2 or 3 different places. I'm like, you know what? Let's bring this back up again because it's kind of interesting. How about Junior in Tampa? Junior, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. What up, Junior?
Hey, good morning, guys. How's it going?
We are going well. All right, so what's the story?
All right. So I used to work at a call center in Tampa, and I am bilingual. Spanish was my first language.
Mm-hmm.
And most call centers, they'll give you a differential for speaking Spanish. So in our contracts, it was set up that we would have to make Spanish outbound calls, but it was never stipulated for us to receive Spanish inbound. So in order for us to make sure that we got paid correctly for doing the extra work with the calls coming in, we would fake a horrible Spanish accent, so we can get properly compensated for that extra feature that you're paying for,
All right, so wait a sec. Are you saying that people that did not speak Spanish fluently would fake speaking Spanish?
People who did speak,
yeah.
For example, right, like I speak Spanish amazing. I'm South American Spanish, so it's like one of the best. But so when people would...
And, a lot of people don't realize that, but, Puerto Rican Spanish is a million times different than like from Spain, Castilian Spanish, or, South American. I mean, it's amazing. There are some Spanish speakers that have no idea what other Spanish speakers are saying.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So whenever we would get like a Spanish inbound call, it wasn't like we didn't get paid extra for that time doing inbound because like they would switch the phone systems, right? So we would fake a...
So you were compensated only for the outbound, not the inbound.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So you would talk English,
would
except
call into us, like on the Spanish line, and it would ring to us. We just put on like this Spanish, like we were like the first year of like high school.
All right, so give me an example. Give me an example of like really bad Spanish that you were trying to pull off.
All right, so for example, you would call, right, and be like,
now what was the business? Like what I'll pretend to be the caller. What was the business? Why would I be calling and for what reason?
All right, so it was actually a third-party call center for customer service for T-Mobile.
Oh, okay. All right. So, all right, I'm calling in. Ring, 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 ring. All right, answer the phone. T-Mobile. Go ahead.
Yeah, David calling T-Mobile Junior.
Hey, yeah. I have a problem. I'm not getting my text messages right now. For whatever reason, they're not coming through properly. Can you help me out with this?
Right. So now on my end, though, like you would be speaking Spanish, right?
Oh,
So
I'm speaking Spanish.
In Spanish.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
cumbersome.
So
This is terrible.
So I will respond to you. Please, perdóname, no hablo mucho Spanish.
Yeah, right, yeah, right.
I would believe that you don't
would-
know any.
You
yeah.
would you would make it difficult for the Spanish customers to have a good experience calling
Okay.
T-Mobile because you weren't paid to use your skill set.
All right. So you're like you're a perfect fluent Spanish speaker, but you were pretending to do like chopped up, first.
Spanish 1, high school. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
your family, your company could have had me take the call.
Did they ever catch on to you?
The supervisors did eventually, but when we, aired out our grievances about it, they kind of rectified it with like the proper pay.
Hey, good call. That's funny stuff. Thank you, Junior. I appreciate you listening to the MJ Morning Show. All right. So when it comes to household chores, like, do you have a wife or a husband that completely fakes incompetence in order to get out of the chore? So you just say, forget it. I'll just do it myself.
Are you that way? You're not a laundry guy.
Yeah,
you said the other day you don't wash your own dishes.
I've never faked incompetence. I just don't do it. I don't like it. I've never touched the laundry in my house, and I've never touched really the dishwasher in my house. I don't know if I've ever pushed the button to start the dishwasher. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Andrew, I'll grab just a couple more calls here. Jerry's in Tampa. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Doing well. What's the story, Jerry?
Well, I got a small business down in Ybor City, and I got an employee that does that all the time.
Give me an example. Like, what do they do to weaponize incompetence?
Well, it's like, let's say I'll tell them, let's do this. Just to mind you, I've had him here for almost 20 years, and I tell him, do a job this way, It's sometimes a little more difficult the way than he wants.
Hold on, you've been putting up with this guy's crap for 20 years?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's kind of like me and Fester and Froggy around here.
Yeah, that's how we feel about MJ.
He's really a decent welder. It's just that he does this all the time. And we laugh about it already because he just can't be that dumb. It's like,
So, well, hold on. What does he do? What does he do to screw it up?
well, let's say I'll tell him the welder a certain way. Let's say this way. I want it this way. And then he does it his way. And when it doesn't come out right, then we'll go, man, you got to fix it like this. And he'll work on it all day and beat it up and then just kind of throw his hands up. Oh, man, I can't do this. I can't do this. And then, obviously.
Has he ever done anything dangerous where you're counting on a weld to hold and then the weld breaks and, causes like a bus to crash into a procession of nuns?
Oh, no.
Right.
It's not like that. It's not like that.
All right, just checking. Jerry, thanks for the call. All right, Andrew, I'll take one more on this, maybe two more. Julie in Bradenton. Julie, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi. I'm calling to let you know about my son.
Oh, do you have a son weaponized incompetence story?
Yeah, he is completely lazy and a super smart kid, but he will fake everything to get out of doing any kind of chores. So I finally figured out the solution for him. I don't just give up and say, never mind, I'll do it. Instead, I stand next to him and I just walk him through it step by step.
But he would do a really bad job, so you would hopefully just say, oh, forget it. You don't have to do it.
Yes, 100%.
There you go. Thank you, Julie. Oh, how old's your son, by the way?
He's 17.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Julie. All right, one more call on this. Sheila, St. Pete. Sheila, MJ Morning Show, weaponized incompetence.
Yeah, cooking is my not forte. I even auditioned for Worst Cooks of America.
Is that a TV show?
Yes, on the Food Network.
Really? Worst cooks in America on the Food Network?
Oh yeah. Every time I've tried to cook, I almost poison people.
See,
Oh my gosh, how'd you? What kind of poison did you use?
Instead of kosher salt, she's using Ajax.
Comet.
Oh, Comet.
Oh my!
Why does this salt have like green flecks in it? You know. But wait a sec. But is it really weaponized incompetence if you're really actually bad and you're not faking it?
I'm not faking it, but I also feign that, oh, no, I don't know how to do that. Can you do it for me or show me how?
Yeah.
And then they cook.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's real incompetence.
Well, I do cook because if I want to eat, I have to cook. So,
Yeah.
or
It's called beep, 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 the microwave.
Right.
Thanks, Sheila. Have a great day. All right, so now you know what the term is, weaponized incompetence. If somebody doesn't want to do a chore or a job at work and they just are really bad at it, are they really bad at it? Or is it just a ploy to get you off their backs so they don't have to do the item? That's the question.